Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Gemini, December 6, 2022. Patience can pay off today. You are more able to deal with the nitty-gritty, making it an excellent time to focus on tasks requiring a solid, practical, or focused mindset. You could find satisfaction in helping people, particularly with advice or information. Committing to something seems natural and easier than usual. There may be an opportunity to learn a new method, or you could come across valuable information that helps you get the job done more efficiently. You can get some positive reinforcement, and there can be a boost in well-being. It can also feel good to contribute. Caution around matters of the heart must be practiced today. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, will clash in a square with a drunken and angry Neptune in the sky. This is extremely challenging energy. Neptune is a trickster planet, ruling over delusion, addiction, and insecurity. Secrets may emerge today, salacious, scandalous, and devastating. However, the best thing to do is to lie low and try not to feed the beast. Soon this energy passes. If you don't engage, you may more easily weather this toxic storm much better than others. Have a clear idea about your professional commitments. Some of your ongoing duties, habits, or responsibilities might have unclear outcomes when Venus in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. Although these two planets have an inherently positive approach, you may find that the square is somewhat disarming. Remain positive that everything you do or work on will pan out as intended. However, do not be afraid to address anything as an issue arises or clear the air if you feel unsure of the trajectory of your work life. The moon's departure from your career sector today not only leaves you with your professional instincts sharp and a read on what is happening now, but also on what is evolving or just ahead on both the job and career fronts. This included a friendly aspect to Venus, just as the planet of money is spending her final days in your work sector working to steer things in a lucrative direction. When it comes to discipline, you sometimes react as though the guillotine had been drawn. The resistance to discipline can be quite strong. For instance, if you begin to think of all the things you could be doing to live a healthier life, you could easily scare yourself. Try noticing what you already do that is working for you. Then try to figure out what you really enjoy and what feels like a chore. Perhaps you can adjust and put more in of the former and reduce the latter. See how it goes. You'll need to take care that you don't overdo things today. You are certain to feel energized and anxious to get things done. Whether it's brainwork that's on your agenda, or brawn that is required, you're sure to have more than enough steam to see things through. Just be certain to quit when it's time to do so to avoid strain and any unnecessary drain on your body. Treat yourself with a hot bath or a nap when everything is all said and done. As the moon leaves your career sector today, this will do more than just leave you with your professional instincts and imagination fueled as you move into the new working week. As well as the last visit before Jupiter returns in 16 days, this was the moon's only visit while the Sun, Mercury, and Venus are in your work sector. With Mercury leaving in 2 days and Venus 2 days later, this leaves you with the means to navigate your way into the final weeks of this professional year. This leaves you with a mix of intuition and logic, imagination and intelligence that can help you work smarter. At the same time that the dwarf planet Ceres moves into her final 2 weeks in your communication sector and of her deep dive into your communication needs and priorities, Mercury, the planet of communication, is just 2 days away from your relationship sector. Once he returns, Mercury will stay here until February, with the mission to first understand your communication needs and priorities about to bear fruit. Our eyes in the sky. Emotional frustration could loom early this morning as the moon takes its final steps in Aries before entering Taurus. While the vibe here is mostly sunny, there is a cosmic aspect that could make emotions run wild. Anyone could take arguments to the next level, but you're creating drama on your own today. Sowing the seeds of a new beginning, you implement changes in your career. Loved ones have complete faith in you and assist you by discussing the pros and cons of your plans. Success makes others envious, so don't become too big-headed. Guard against potential losses by calmly considering the pitfalls and guard against them as best as you can. Even when events aren't running smoothly, and you come up against difficulties wherever you look, you can still deal with these seemingly adverse conditions in a laid-back manner and see them as a challenge. If something isn't going as you planned, actual outcomes and the obstacles you overcome on the way just serve to make the journey more interesting. Since the moon is in such a tempestuous place right now, try to postpone any serious discussions until tomorrow. Instead, use the evening to focus on self-care and allow yourself to heal from any emotional wounds you might have suffered or inflicted during the day. A good way to make amends would be to relinquish the need to be right and own the consequences of your behavior. There are nice ways to express yourself that won't cause turmoil and issues with those you care deeply about. If you want a situation to change, it's important to choose your words wisely. In the pre-dawn hours, the moon enters Taurus, exiting its void of course which began last night. Under this exalted moon, we tend to be more relaxed. We'll require extra motivation to get us up and energized over the next 2 days. Yet, once we gain momentum, there's virtually no stopping us. Just imagine a bull with its eye fixed upon the matador's flag. A slow amble ramps up to a full-on charge. All our emotions, from anger to passion, function with the same fervor now. Throw off hindrances from the past, use this freed-up mental energy to begin new projects and develop a more creative approach. Don't be afraid to start afresh in personal relationships, revive friendships instead and rid yourself of long-standing encumbrances. This may cause some confusion at first but eventually pays off. Your inner sense of calm helps. Similarly, we are as stubborn as the bull. Once we have made a choice or determined our position on a subject, we are apt to dig in our heels, rather than relent. Over the next 2.5 days, we attune to creature comforts, prioritizing the safety and security of our physical bodies. This is a period of nourishment through food, sleep, and movement. You rarely experience such a state of clarity and calm, which is of great help if you want to settle any disputes with work colleagues or relatives. Above all, problems which you previously thought unresolved finally disappear. Relieved of the weight of past anxieties and supported by a positive attitude, you find excitement and new freedom to shape your future. Before noon, the moon creates a sextile to Vesta, the goddess asteroid of sacred devotion, in Pisces. Here, the nourishment we provide to our physical and emotional bodies extends to our spiritual bodies as well. Devotional practices mesh seamlessly with our material needs. In fact, both inform each other, granting us a holistic sense of well-being. Our prayers could literally be answered today. Is this a matter of good timing? Perhaps a feeling of connection with our environment and our work is fueling our perception of providence? Who can say for sure? Because the sextile is an organic aspect, we might not notice its effects until later on in the day, when good karma appears to manifest by virtue of good deeds performed or ritual work executed.